How's it, guys? This is Davey FPL and welcome back to the Deadline with Davey live stream. This live stream is obviously going to revolve around the upcoming Game Week 14, 59 minutes till the deadline. A ton of time to get those questions in. If you guys have any talking points while you're at it, let me know if the audio and the video are looking and sounding Gucci so that we can head on to all those questions. I'll be going over a quick review of my own team. I have made 2 free transfers already. I was a little bit impatient. I made these on actually last weekend. So the anniversary of my Cole Palmer transfer will be tonight, and the anniversary of the Mbuma one will be tomorrow. So both those 2 free transfers are out of the question. The only question resolves around Ollie Watkins and should we actually be taking him out. Okay, so thanks Adam for letting me know that the audio and the video are sounding good. Just give me a second here to get the chat on the main monitor. And while you guys are on the chat, let me know who your captain is for this upcoming game week. Is it Erling Haaland? Is it Mo Salah? And I do apologize if you are captaining other. I haven't listed an Ollie Watkins, I haven't listed a Saka, I haven't listed someone like an Mbumo, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a low percentage of you guys anyways that are going super differential. So how's it, Marcus? JC, Light Rays, Vincent, hopefully you guys are doing well. Siddharth also in the chat. We have Yo saying, hey Davey, how's it? Watkins, if injured, for Solanke, so I can do Bowen to Son. I don't know if Son's the highest priority at the moment, Yo. I would say maybe go Watkins to someone like Darwin Núñez, someone like Isaac. But if you really want Son, then that move is 100% fine. Do you already own Saka? If you own Saka, I can understand the Son move, but you might as well actually go for Saka instead of Son for the time being while Spurs have those harder fixtures. Jared saying, would you take out Gay and Watkins to Gabriel and Isaac for a -4? So Gay and Watkins to Gabriel, Isaac, those moves on paper look pretty strong, but unfortunately, guys, I'm going to wait and see if we do get early team sheet news. We won't be getting the leaked team just because they are playing tomorrow. But Focal said that he potentially has Ollie Watkins news coming up for us before the deadline. So fingers crossed we do get that. So at the moment, Jared, on paper, if Ollie Watkins is out, those moves look good. But if Ollie Watkins is going to play, I might just stay hold of what you have for the time being. Thanks, SH. I'm assuming that you're talking about the video and the audio being good, as you usually do. So thanks for joining the chat. Chris is saying, dilemma, who do I bench out of these players? Charlie Taylor, Gabriel Zinchenko, Tsimikas, Anthony Gordon, or Cole Palmer. How many do you have to bench, Chris? If you only have to bench one, then I would say it's pretty easy. You'd bench Charlie Taylor. I would play the others all over him. Lesedi is saying -4 for Watkins out and Isaac plus Mbuma in. I can also afford Son. I think Mbuma is more of a priority than Son at the current moment. That's just because the fixtures are looking so good. As I've said, it's very tough to recommend a -4 unless we do get news that Ollie Watkins is out. I'm going to wait for that. Okay, wait. Vincent, hopefully you haven't just baited, because now I have to go check Twitter and see if there has been any news. Okay. Actually, Vincent, you have actually delivered some good team sheet news finally. The membership has changed you because you usually are trolling. But so basically, this is what it says. This is from FPL Focal. Go check him out if you guys haven't. I'm pretty sure you have if you're on my channel. But he said, so last night he said Watkins starts and he missed Europa as a precaution. But he also said, wait for today's training session before sharing anything. Hopefully I'll have something more concrete or accurate soon. Okay, so basically the news is that he looked fine maybe yesterday, but they were waiting for today's press conference. Is that actually concrete information? I don't think so, because let's just say he trains today and then he's not looking that great, then he'll be benched. So I don't know. But yeah, so there could be an update on today's training session, but when will we get that? I don't exactly know. So as of yet, it's still the same. It looks more positive though on Ollie Watkins, I would say that. but we still are looking at potentially an injury occurring in training. So I wouldn't be super confident as of yet, but maybe we get something within the next hour. But just because of the fact that they referred to the training session today, I don't think we will. So we had a legend member, but unfortunately it says message redacted. So I hope it comes up again. Otherwise I can maybe pop up the channel, because I'm pretty sure that the subscription will still be there. It just might have not. Okay, so it was Sky. So Sky, thank you for becoming a legend. If you have taken the legend membership away or it was a mistake, don't worry, brother. That is fine. I get that. But if your message was retracted by accident, thank you for becoming a legend member. I do appreciate it. So transfer plans, AJ. So AJ, the transfers have been made. Actually, in my transfer plan video that I released on Monday, the transfers I did were on Saturday. I did Cole Palmer in for a Dingra, and then I did Mbumo in for Bowen. Looking back on those moves, do I regret them? Probably not. I think the Jared Bowen to Mbumo move looks pretty solid. Mbumo has risen 0.2 in that time. The Cole Palmer one is a little bit iffy though. I had enough funds to actually afford Anthony Gordon, so I could have gone for him. I just went for Cole Palmer because I wanted from Game Week 16 anyways. So that's the two transfers. They have been made. They have been locked in. And unless we get news that Ollie Watkins broke his leg in injury or in training, I don't know. I think we might just keep hold of him. So Vincent saying play Lascelles, bench cash, and roll the free transfer, or transfer cash to Gabriel and have two. Yeah. So Vincent, I probably would do the Gabriel move. I think that it looks like a solid game week for them. And I think that Arsenal's defense is pretty solid. The only risk, though, is it's Saliba, not Gabriel. And Gabriel might be benched, but I think that he should be fine. Salah or Haaland for captain? You are asking an absolute tough question there, SMN. It's very close. The one interesting thing I wanted to note, though, is that the projected points, I think, from Fix were pointing towards Salah, I believe. Let me just go check that. I don't want to give wrong information. SH saying, hey Dave, if Watkins is out, yes, I'll take a -4 to take him out, and I will take him to probably Darwin Núñez. I'm a biased Liverpool fan, but yeah, I just prefer him slightly for the next three. Listen though, I wouldn't say that Darwin Núñez is nailed for the next three fixtures. I think that he'll be benched in probably one, but I think he'll come off the bench anyways in the one that he misses. Kunal is saying start one, Lascelles, Taylor, or Archer. If you just have to take a look at my team, if you don't agree with me 100%, but I'm starting Charlie Taylor over those two assets. Gary saying that's one hell of a stash. Thank you, I do appreciate it. I actually probably will shave it tonight. Thanks, Sky. Hey, David, it was indeed an accident, so no worries. Thanks, brother, for just rectifying that. And as I said, thanks for being a legend member. Hashem, how's it, brother? You doing well? Can't afford Palmer, 1 mil options. So if you can't afford Palmer by 0.1, let me go and take a selection of those priced options. While I'm at it, yeah, so let me just bring up the projected points here on screen for you guys. Let me just see if you can see that. Okay, cool. So you can. So I'm filtering on Game Week 14. You can see Game Week 14 is the filter. And you can see that Salah is currently favored by 7.4 to 7.3. So it's very close between these assets. It doesn't get much closer than these two, to be honest. So, guys, there's not much in this CAMC debate, and I'm very, very sorry that I can't point you in the correct direction. But honestly, it's a coin flip situation. The only reason why I'm going for Haaland is I feel like he's just slightly better of an FPL asset compared to Salah. He's playing in the central position. Salah's on the wing. Yes, Salah could play up front in kind of a variation, but I think that Haaland's probably more nailed to play up front and just seems to get on the end of more chances. Will he convert them is a big question. He hasn't been that great this season with that conversion rate, but I still believe against the Spurs side, all the injuries, he'll do quite well. Best transfer options for Watkins. There's a few routes you guys can go. If you want to go for someone like a Salah in midfield, you can go for someone like a Solanke if you need funds. But I would probably say Watkins or Isaac's where I would go, with Darwin just slightly favoring that position. And the reason for that is that Callum Wilson might return to training fairly shortly, and then Isaac might be a transfer out. So you could be like Jacques, though. Jacques saying Mo Salah captain all day long. At the Christmas lunch at my work, I got a match attacks pack, and I pulled Salah, so that might be a decision there. But yeah, I posted that on Twitter yesterday. Ole is saying, hey Davey, sorry, I know you'll probably answer this, but what's your plan this game week? So the plan this game week, no worries, don't mind. There's always people that join late. So the transfers have already been made. I made them last weekend. It was Cole Palmer for Adingra, and it was Mbumo for Bowen. I made that, as I said, a week ago. And my plan this week, or now, is to obviously, if Watkins is confirmed out, I'll take him to Darwin Núñez for a -4. But if he's not, or we don't get any more information, I probably will just stay hold, and I'll just, Archer will come off the bench for him if need be. Andy Hutch is saying, plan to bring Gordon in soon, ? They have some great fixtures. So Andy, I could have brought him in actually this game week, but I went for Palmer instead. Was that a mistake? I would say if I was to do this move again, I would go for Gordon instead of Palmer. But, I mean, I've made my bet. I have to line it now. Let's hope we get a dodgy penalty. Vincent, a decision made close still more than 24 hours late fitness test. Exactly. So, like, I don't know if it's a late fitness test. I think it's more of a... it's not like a Jared Bowen where if he fails this test, he won't play. It might be more, listen, he has to train today. We have a session. If he comes out and he's feeling fine, we'll play him. If he doesn't, he'll be rested again. That's why, as you're saying, I don't think we'll get any more news before the deadline on that. Oladapo is saying, Watkins to Núñez/Isaac or Turner to Kelleher. I have a free transfer. Should I roll it to next week? I would just roll it to next week. I just keep what you have unless, as I said, Oladapo, if we get news that he's out, then that should be good. Gavin saying the United match postponed apparently. I'll go check Twitter for you, but I know that they were traveling by coach, not by plane. But as far as I know, I don't think the distance is that hectic that they might. Sky saying, hey Davey, quick one. Should I sell Kudos for a Brentford asset? I, however, can't afford Mbumo. No, I would just keep Kudos. Don't take him unless you can afford Mbumo. Mbumo is the best option at that selection. My bad, apparently the under-19 match called. Snowing. Thanks, Gavin, for the rectification there. Do appreciate you saying that. So yeah, I think the United game should be fine. Although, what's the difference between a coach and a plane? I don't think there's too much difference. Maybe the time, but I don't think it's going to be that much. Sterling or Palmer? I think if you can afford Sterling, I would probably go for him. What to do with Eze? You have to take Eze out, Chucks. He's going to miss probably the next 3 game weeks. My favorite replacement is Mbumo, otherwise Cole Palmer or Anthony Gordon. Definitely going for Núñez over Isaac. Yes, Adam. I don't know. I feel Darwin Núñez a bit more than Isaac at the moment, but I think either two should be fine replacements. Archer, Cash, Anderson. Who should I order this bench? I would say Archer first, Cash second, Anderson third. What's the update on Watkins? Sadesh, the update on Watkins is that he was positive last night, but they have a training session today, and if he comes through that, fine. I think he'll start tomorrow, but big considerations there because they're playing tomorrow. We might not get concrete information before the deadline. It's United Spurs under 21s have been postponed, says Cole. Okay, so the biggest thing is that it's not the first team. That's the big thing. Gibbs White or Douglas Luiz, I would go for Gibbs White. I swear Douglas Luiz is still on the 4 yellow cards, but I might be wrong there. Evan is saying best option for 6 million, torn between Palmer and Gordon. I would go Gordon for the short term. Palmer is the more medium term play, but if you have transfers to spend, Evan, I would rather go for Gordon. I think he's a better option. Taha is saying, who's the best replacement for Watkins? I would say Darwin. I would say Isaac second and then Solanke. But Solanke I can't compare him to the other 3 because he offers that upgrade potential. So, for example, if you don't have Salah in midfield and you can get Salah with that Solanke downgrade, I would just go for that rather. Geert is saying, would you consider Mbumo captain? If not, no. I think it's Salah or Haaland this week. And I get Mbumo, but I would say go Mbumo if you really want to move up the ranks in your mini league or something like that, or if you're playing a head-to-head with your best mate, then you can consider it. But I don't know if I would stray between Salah and Haaland. I would probably stick on those 2. If you want to go differential, I would go Salah. Otherwise, stick on Haaland. Still tempted to get Darwin now with the remaining transfer, but Watkins, he does, Vincent. And I guess, look, if Watkins is starting this week, you wouldn't consider this. But if he's benched, it obviously opens up the door because the next 2 fixtures aren't great. I'm just sticking with what I have, and unless we get information otherwise, I would just roll your transfer as you've said. Adam saying, Gay or Baldock for the second bench selection? Adam, you must have a great team, but I respect the question, but your team is probably pretty good if you're debating who to put second on your bench. Let's just say that. I would say I would still put Gay over Baldock. I don't think that Sheffield United look great at the moment, even though I have Archer first on my bench. I actually think that Burnley looked that bad in about the 85 minutes of that West Ham game. I actually thought they looked pretty good. Start Alvarez or Bowen, Areola or Pickford. So I don't even know where Everton are playing. So Everton are playing Sheffield United. I know, not Sheffield United, they're playing Nottingham Forest. My bad. I looked up, not to the left. So I would say I'd actually rate... that's a tough one. That's a super tough one, Nanad. I would say go for Pickford. And then between Alvarez and Bowen, I would say go for Alvarez because I have more faith in him actually starting. Good goalkeeper option this week, aside Areola, Onana. Okay, so are you saying, Rotimi, are you saying who should you play between Areola and Onana? So Onana plays Newcastle at home. I would say go for Areola. I don't think that United keep a clean sheet. Adam, how doing okay this season with your guidance? Currently, that's great. That's a great rank to be at, Adam. And I was only joking with you. You know, I was just saying that your team must be looking pretty good. But yeah, hopefully your second bench option doesn't come off or does come off depending if they get points. Hashem's saying, what's your plan for next week, especially for Watkins? I was going to probably do Watkins out next week potentially, but with game week 18 in mind, I might just keep him and roll the free transfer. So I'm actually lucky because I used 2 free transfers. I can roll it next week anyways, which I might just do. I'm not super against just keeping Ollie Watkins against City and Arsenal. I think that they've been attacking fine at the moment. And then as you've said, in game week 18, they have Sheffield United. So I could just keep him or I could take a 2-week punt, just depending on how I'm feeling. But because I can roll the transfer, I probably will just do that. That's what actually makes the Watkins out move this week quite attractive, is that if you want to take a 3-week punt, it makes it even better. Lascelles can keep a clean sheet, I think. United is also weak in the defending set pieces. That is true. I just don't think I can start him unless I start him over Taylor. I just feel like I've got a feeling that maybe Taylor gets something this week. That's all I'm doing. Other options excluding Onana. Sorry, Rotimi. I think other options this week, I would always say... I'm a little bit put off the Crystal Palace defense. I'd say Johnston maybe, but I don't know if I would go there. I'd say that the Brentford defense is looking okay. Otherwise, if you want to go for someone like a Raya, I do believe that Raya will play more than Ramsdale. Otherwise, the other options aren't that great at those price points. If you want to kind of go for Nick Pope at a more expensive price tag, that's fine. You could go for Kelleher and then take him to Alisson in a few weeks. It's very actually tough. A lot of the goalkeepers this season aren't doing that well. Sanchez is another one that I want to mention because I think that he should be nailed for Chelsea. And as you guys know, that Chelsea run upcoming is very decent. So I would probably say if I was to go for a goalkeeper this week, it would be Sanchez. So as Gavin's saying, the Liverpool backup goalkeeper is worth the punt, but I think that he'll probably only be a punt for about 4 game weeks, which might be good, might be bad. Can you shortly explain the game week 19? Yeah, so Marco, good question, brother. Thanks for that one. Let me explain the strategy for the game week 19 wildcard. Okay, so the big thing about the game week 19 wildcard, there's 2 portions. The first portion is before, which is game week 18, and the second portion is after game week 19. So I'm going to start off with the after portion because that's unconfirmed. So there's a rumor, or as you guys know, Ben Krellin, big fan of his content, he's predicted that there might be a double game week in 20 for Man City and Brentford. But that's not been confirmed yet, and as the days go by, the less likely it does become a double game week because the time is reduced for them to organize. So double game week 20, if that happens, it makes the game week 19 wildcard even better, but there's still a viable strategy because of what happens before. So what happens before is that Man City are traveling to the Club World Cup, and therefore they have a blank game week in game week 18. So as you guys can see, Man City, future game weeks, 18 is a none. So Man City's fixture was against Brentford. So now Brentford have a blank, and as you guys will know, a lot of us own Mbeumo, a lot of us own Erling Haaland. So what you can do on your wild card is that you can sell them take 2 free transfers into blank game week 18. You can sell them, get better options, and then buy them straight back on your wildcard in game week 19. The only thing you have to watch out for is losing funds. But what you can also do is you can just keep Erling Haaland and Mbeumo on your bench. Yes, they are expensive, but if you go for maybe a cheap midfield or cheap forward, you can keep them on the bench and then just get a stacked starting 11 that has better fixtures. So that's the kind of reasoning behind it. And the other team to maybe focus on is Aston Villa. So in game week 18, they have a fixture against Sheffield United at home. Probably the best fixture on the cards as of now, except for maybe Luton. So what you can do is all of us are selling Diabys, all of us are selling Matty Cashes. You can bring those assets back in for game week 18's blank and then transfer them out on your wildcard game week 19. So that's just kind of the very initial holistic strategy to the wildcard in game week 19 is that you can basically dead end your team into 18's blank, sell your Man City options, sell your Brentford options, and go for a stacked team, and then wildcard those assets back into your team for game week 19. So that's the kind of plan. Obviously, there might be injuries around the Christmas period. There might be maybe Man City assets that are a bit tired after the Club World Cup. They might be rested. You can maybe take those players out of your wildcard team. A lot of options around there. But that's the overall strategy is the before and the after. If double game week 20 happens, you're looking even more golden because then you're going to have a stacked team for double game week 20. But the only strategy that you can plan for now is the before, because of blank game week 18. So Marco, hopefully I've answered your question there. It was a little bit of a long answer, but there were some good tidbits of information that should be good. So I'm just going to check Twitter once again for you guys. As always, okay, so thank you for tagging me. Okay, so the latest message from Focal 12 minutes ago is that a decision will be made closer to kickoff, still more than 24 hours out, late fitness test. Sorry, it's nothing concrete. Have asked if there's any more information other than that. So thanks, Focal, for that. But it's as like the Jared Bowen news, there's nothing concrete here. I don't exactly know what we're going to be doing with him. I'll probably just keep him. But the late fitness test, hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us, because last week Jared Bowen had one and that came back to bite us. So no concrete information at the moment. Wallaby saying, hi Davey, pick 2 to start. Gordon, Palmer, Isaac. I would go for Gordon and Isaac and just hope that Newcastle destroy. Bradley says, fellow Safa, yep, should I start Cash or Taylor? I'd start Taylor because apparently there's some concerns about Matty Cash's starting position. Vernon is saying, what is your transfer plan for today? I've already done a Dingra for Palmer last week. I've done a Mbeumo for Bowen last week. So today, I'm pretty sure we just roll with what we have, unless we get news before the deadline about Ollie Watkins. But it seems like it's the same news, late fitness test. It's probably going to be this afternoon late. Anything can happen, but I'm hopeful. I probably will keep Watkins because I don't have another free transfer. But if you guys do have 2 free transfers, you can start thinking maybe about taking him out. No worries, Rotimi. Thanks for the question. Should I do Watkins to Isaac from -4 or play Murillo versus Everton? Everton's actually a pretty decent attack, so I wouldn't be confident about the Forest clean sheet, but I would just say play Watkins. I wouldn't play Murillo. I would just play Watkins in your starting 11. Who not to bench between Maguire, Archer, Lascelles, and Mitchell? How many? Do you have to just choose one per one? If it's who not to bench, I would probably say it's Lascelles out of those. Salah, Dingra for Palmer or Watkins for Nunez, 1 free transfer. This is a tough one because I think that Dingra starts this week, whereas Watkins might not. But it's tough, yeah. I would say potentially I would probably do the Watkins move just because we have certainty of him being missed out. Rumor is that QAR starts ahead of Gabriel today. That's not what I want to see, Vincent. Yeah, it can only bring me good news, not bad news, but I'll go check. Okay, I see nothing at the moment. But let me know. Vincent, maybe tag me in what in the rumors you're seeing, because otherwise it might just be, I don't know. Decided to do Watkins to Darwin. I figured his price will drop in the next 3 game weeks. It might drop. But look, I think Darwin's might also. If Darwin doesn't start next week, I think people are going to mass sell him probably. So it's tough. I don't think, though, you should always do transfers according to you think they're going to drop. But I think the logic between Watkins and Darwin is more the fact that he's orange flag. That's solid, I think. Start Alvarez or Palmer. I trust Man City more than Chelsea, so I would probably say Alvarez. But it's a tough one. I would try and start both of them, but Alex, you probably have 8 starting attackers, which is unfortunately the fate you have with that stacked attack. Okay, so D1. Would you do Alvarez to Alvarez from -4? Probably not. But you probably just left out the right name there, D1. But yeah, just let me know and I'll correct it. When did you use your first wildcard? Was it game week 10 or was it game week 8? I think it was one of those 2 game weeks. Or was it game week 12? It was one of those 2 game weeks. You captaining Haaland, confirm. Yeah, I'm pretty set on the Haaland captain, unfortunately. The Liverpool game will be unwatchable. So I'll see. Hold Diaby or move. I've got 6.7 in the bank. Hold Diaby. So this is tough because if Diaby starts and he does well, I would probably hold unless you can get Mbumo. That's probably what I would say. Thanks, Connor. Jags, you're not answering my questions. I'm out. But Jags, you see, this is what happens. Just post the question the whole time because otherwise I don't see it. But your message was retracted. That's why I didn't see it. So that means it was deleted. But I can check upwards. But now I don't want to answer that in case it's wrong. So just let me know, Jack. Just send the message again. But as I always say, the message that is you don't answer my question is usually the one that I see. So just keep on asking the same thing. Diaby to Saka from -4 or Watkins to Isaac from -4. Any of these worth it? Unless Diaby's out or Watkins is out. And I don't know if we're going to get news on that. So that's the only tough thing. John, how's it, Bruce? Digging the stash. Thank you. I do appreciate it. I'm probably going to shave it tonight, but we'll see. What I might do is if... actually, I think I got a red arrow last week. It was a small one, but it's not good luck anymore. So I might as well just shave tonight. But what I could do is if I get a green arrow, then I just keep it. Sell Watkins to Isaac for free. Is it 2 free transfers or is it 1 free transfer? If it's 2 free transfers, I'd say okay. But if it's 1 free transfer, then you can just roll. What's your thought on Gabriel Jesus? He's a fine option to go for, but obviously I can't go for him because I have a double up in defense. But if you guys want to go there, that's also a fine move. I do like him. I just don't think he's the most explosive option. What's up? Boomo for Bowen. James, I would do that move. I've done that move for a week now, and I'm not regretting it. So I think that's a good assessment of it. Alvarez to Isaac for -4. No, D1, just keep Alvarez. Okay, rolling then. 1 free. Okay, so I'll just roll then. Dylan saying with Watkins out. So Watkins isn't confirmed out, but he could be. I think Diaby and Bailey, that could happen. And so if Watkins is out, it might make Diaby a better asset because he's more guaranteed to play. Is White a rotation risk now? Melon, Musk? I don't think so. I would say that he's in the best defense they have at the moment. But whether Arteta plays that every week, I don't exactly know. Mikhail saying, play Trippier, Pedro Porro, Cash, or Gabriel. If you have Trippier, you have to play him. But out of those options, I would definitely play Trippier. I'd definitely play Gabriel. And then Pedro Porro, Cash can be argued. Start Jamal or Gay? I would start Jamal Lascelles. Lee saying, Son to Salah, Bowen to Rice, Watkins to Isaac. Son to Salah, that's worth it. Bowen to Rice, though, that's a little bit, I don't know. I don't know if I'd go for Rice. Maybe another option. And Watkins to Isaac from -4. Because you're getting Salah, that looks good. But I would probably say do that, Lee, if you want to captain Salah. Otherwise, I would just roll with what you have. Hi, Davey. Jamal or Maguire? A lot of you are calling Lascelles Jamal. Karim, I would go for Jamal. Does Sarah not have the better fixture? Sarah doesn't, but Salah does have the better fixture, but I don't think the Spurs one's a bad fixture. I think they're going to play that high line, and if you guys watched Haaland at Dortmund, he played against a high line quite frequently, and he did some damage there. But yeah, Connor, he does have the better fixture, but I think Haaland's better FPL option. Hi Dave, I got 2 free transfers. What should I do? Johnston, Saliba, Gabriel, Anderson, Gay, Saka, Salah, Hichan. So I would say Saliba, Gabriel, Anderson. I would take out Gay. Okay, no. Okay, that yeah, I would take out. No. You can sell Matoma maybe. I'm just trying to think about who I would go for. I would say maybe Matoma to Gordon, then play Gordon over Gay, and then I would start Tsimikas over Anderson. So your back 3 should be Saliba, Gabriel, Tsimikas. Then I'd probably do Matoma to Gordon. Would you play Lascelles or Shaw? I'd play Shaw, Oliver. Thanks, Connor. Bench Pedro Porro or Cash? I think you bench Pedro Porro, especially if you're captaining Haaland. Do I do kudos to Mbumo with a hit? I would say I would do that move for a hit. Any more moves on the cards? Only the Watkins move, but I mean, I don't think we get any information before the deadline, and therefore I would just roll with the transfer. I'll just keep Watkins. I've already used my 2 free transfers. I don't think it's worth a hit with uncertainty. If you guys have 2 free transfers though, and nothing else to do, I might be tempted for that. But I can check Twitter for you guys again, but I don't think there's going to be anything that comes up. Okay, so Gabriel Jesus starts today, apparently. Yeah, so it looks like that's the news that we currently have, is that Jesus starts. Dr. Loop saying, loving the stash, thanks. Is Cash to Tsimikas a good move? Are there better options in defense? I'd say if you can go for Saliba rather, I would do that. But Tsimikas is fine. It's the same thing with Darwin Núñez though. I wouldn't be surprised if Tsimikas gets benched this midweek and then they play Gomez in the back 4. Just because of the congested period. So yes, Tsimikas could be fine for this week, but I don't know if he'll be fine for the future. He's a fine selection though, but I would say Saliba's better. Naveen is saying, how are you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. Lascelles versus Gay. Who to bench? I'd bench Gay. Maguire or Lascelles to start? I'd start Lascelles. Any rotation risk for Arsenal assets? As there will be a midweek game. There is a midweek game, but I don't think it's super hectic. What are the midweek fixtures this week? It's just Premier League games. So I think the Premier League games won't offer rotation. I think that Arteta likes his squad, so he'll just keep what he has. One more free transfer. Should I change Watkins to who? So no, Oct, if you have one free transfer, I'll just roll with Watkins. I'll just bank the other one. I'd only do Watkins out if you guys have 2 free transfers or nothing else to do. Because this move could backfire to me. Unless, obviously, we get early team sheet news. Areola, Saliba, Taylor, Lascelles, Salah, Son, Saka, Gordon, and Bumo. Just roll it, Vincent. Your team looks fine, brother. I think your team looks all good, so you're fine. You can just roll the other transfer. Is captaining a Bumo too differential? I'd say it is. I'd probably stick between Salah and Haaland, but that's not saying that Mbumo is a bad option. I just believe that owning Mbumo is differential enough, so just roll with that. But if you are, as I said, in a 1v1 with your best friend, or you're in a work mini league and no one owns Mbumo and you want to rise the ranks, then that's a fine selection. But I think between Salah and Haaland, you got your differential there anyways with Salah. So if you have a free transfer, you would do Darwin to Watkins. No, I'd only do it if I had 2 free transfers. So let's just say this team, my team looked exactly the same and I had 2 free transfers. Then I might do Watkins to Darwin. But because I don't, even if I had 1 free transfer, I would just roll it. So only this team and 2 free transfers, then I would do the Watkins to Núñez move. Sadesh, yeah, Nunes is a differential captain. I'd say between Salah and him, it might be close this week. But yeah, I don't know. I'd say it's differential enough just owning him. Maybe just go for Salah then if you want that Liverpool fixture. Lascelles or Maguire. I would definitely go for Lascelles out of that. He has the home game. He plays for the better defense. Just out of those two selections, I think their attacking threat outweighs each other. So I would say better defense and it's a home fixture. Go for Lascelles. I'm on a wild card. Choose two from Isaac, Darwin, Solanke. I would go Isaac and Darwin. Darwin or Isaac, who should I transfer? I would go for Darwin. Which three to play? Tsimikas, Gabriel, Saliba, Trippier, Lascelles. Definitely Trippier. If you own Trippier, you have to start him. Then I would go for Saliba. And then I would go for Tsimikas probably. And then bench Gabriel, Lascelles. Or you can bench Tsimikas and play the double up in Arsenal. Is this the final team? Yes, unless we get some last minute news about Watkins being benched. Maybe then we'll change it. Vincent, Davey always. I've got Ward-Prowse. I don't have enough for Mbumo. Who should I go for? You could just keep Ward-Prowse this week. They have Crystal Palace. But if you have to take him out, then I like the look of Anthony Gordon. Or you can go straight down to someone like a Cole Palmer. I'm stuck with starting Edison or Areola. Is it worth selling Watkins from -4? I'd say I don't think I would sell Watkins from -4. And between Edison and Areola, I would still say Edison. Just because I don't trust West Ham's defense at all. But between those two, it's super close. Do you think Haaland play? I think he definitely plays B. No worries, Mikal. Thanks for the question. Saliba or Raya? Who to pay with Gabriel? I'd say Saliba, Danny. There's enough kind of cheaper options. Is Harry nailed? I don't even know that name. Let me check. Harry Toffolo's nailed if he started the last few games, I would say. I'm not the best insider on Nottingham Forest, though. Okay, so he played against Brighton. Yeah, he looks nailed to me. So I'd say Harry Toffolo is nailed if you guys want to go there. Actually, I haven't seen you drink chocolate milk for a while. I have not. I actually have in the meantime. I haven't done it on stream. It's just like keep on forgetting. I'm not up to date. Why is everyone transferring out Bowen? So Bowen is yet again facing another late fitness test. So I think people are just kind of a bit worried because he was not in the squad last week. And to me, it's just a bit weird that he hasn't played. And also the fixtures, I can understand Burnley last week, but Crystal Palace this week isn't as good of a fixture. James saying, sorry for answer this, but Mbumo for Bowen for a hit. That's tough. It makes it a lot easier if Bowen was confirmed out. When do they play their game? So they play tomorrow. Bowen is still a fine option. It's just that if he doesn't start tomorrow, the -4 is worth it, you know? It's just if he does play tomorrow, then I don't know if I would take a -4. If it was my team, I think I would probably do it. But it can backfire. That's the tough thing. Is like all the questions in chat, it's not like, should I go for either of these options? It's like, should I take the player out like Watkins for a -4? But we don't know if Watkins is going to start or not. So I'll always probably give you my opinion in terms of what I would do. But as I said, that could just backfire. Trippier versus Diaz, who to bench? I would play both of them. Try and play both of them because they could be hauls for either. Chocolate milk next week, or we ride. Henry, I'll try and get it for you. Will Collinson has been a legend member for 22 months. Absolutely mental. Thank you for that nearly 2-year anniversary, Will. Hopefully you've enjoyed your stay here. And the FPL rank has been improving. And it's been overall a good season for you. Thanks for becoming a legend for 22 months. You legend. Would you field Cash or Hwang? So Wolves are playing Arsenal. I would probably... If you think that If you think that Cash starts, I would go for him. But I don't know. Are we showing the 35 sub? I mean, I've been on nearly 35 subs for like a long time, so maybe we should do it. But I don't know. Maybe the 100k is more or less. Toshi's saying, I still keep Eze, but for Mbuma, does it make sense to transfer out Watkins? That's rough because I think Mbuma rose last night. So if you did this last night, it would have been a lot better. It doesn't make sense to transfer out Watkins. Yeah, Toshi, in your situation, I would probably say the 2 free transfers make more sense. Just because you can't afford Mbumo. But yeah, it's not the most optimal moves, but I'd say in your situation, I would probably do it. Vian's saying it's going strong. Will you score this game week? I don't exactly know, but maybe. But hopefully Everton do better. Chris Best, thank you for the £2 saying Son, Saka, Foden out for Salah, Gordon, Matoma. Son, Saka, Foden out for Salah. No, I don't know if I do that for -4. Unless you want to captain Salah, I would say that Son, Saka, Foden could all do well this week. And I would say just rather keep what you have. But yeah, I just don't know. The Gordon Matoma for me is just not looking as good. If it was, for example, Salah, Gordon, and Bumo, I'd say maybe. But yeah, I would, unless you're captaining Salah, I would stick with the left-hand side. But thank you for the super chat, Chris. Palmer or Mbumo? Very easy question, Mbumo. But there might be more behind that question. You might be like, if you go for Gordon, you can afford an upgrade elsewhere. But if it's between those two, definitely Mbumo. How much is in the bank, Davey? Naveen, it is... Okay, wait, yeah. Can you see there? Like 0.6 in the bank. Would you play an Arsenal defender or play Hwang? Do you have an Arsenal defender? Because then I would play a Newcastle defender. Danny, you go Cash to Saliba. That's the better move. No worries, Toshi. Thoughts on Chris Wood? He's a fine option, but as any 4.9, the expectations have to be a bit low. Arsenal news. Let me check. 50 minutes to go till the deadline. 16 to be precise. So I didn't see anything on early team sheet news. So with 50 minutes to go, there's nothing. It's just scary not owning Salah. Chris, I get it. That's what only thing is, if you want to captain Salah, then maybe. But I think Saka could do well. Son could do well. So your options are still looking pretty fine. But I get you. I get you. It is, especially if you support Liverpool, then it's the worst. Thanks, James. Appreciate the kind words. Will, would you start Lascelles, Powell, I've Gay? I would start Lascelles over Gay. Play Archer over Watkins. Jag, no. Just start Watkins. I kind of feel like it's start or misses out completely territory. I don't think that he's gonna play him if he's injured. How close is it between Salah and Haaland for Kamsi? I would say 55 to 45. I'm 55% towards Haaland. Start Koboria or Taylor? I'd go for Taylor. Hey Davey, -4 hit getting Haaland, Palmer, Elanga for Watkins, Son, Bowen. What do you think? Those moves are fine if it's a way to correct the no Haaland and you want to captain Haaland. I think it makes it easier. Would you sell Watkins if you had one free transfer left? And no, Victor, I'll just roll. United Newcastle fixture called off. Nikhil, I don't think it was. People in the chat saying it was either the under 19 or under 21 game. Lascelles or Maguire? Definitely Lascelles. Love the content, thank you. Would you do Raya for Areola or Turner? I would do it if you haven't enough funds for Turner because he doesn't play. But then you're going to be left with kind of question marks about who to start sometimes. But I would say if you can afford it, I would do the Turner rather out. Start Matoma or Alvarez. No worries, thanks. The budget traveler, Lascelles was Anderson to start. I just worry about that Crystal Palace defense with the injuries. That's why I'd say probably Lascelles over your Crystal Palace defenders. And that's why I've gone for him over Gay on my bench. Lascelles was Anderson to start, yeah. So I would say Lascelles. Shaheen saying, looking cool with the mustache. Thank you. I don't have glasses, but I can get glasses. Bench order, Archer, Lascelles, Adingra. I would go Archer, Adingra, Lascelles. Best Bowen replacement other than Mbumo. I'd go cheap. I'd go Cole Palmer, Anthony Gordon. Is Matoma fully fit? I think so. I think that he played Europa. Joe saying, good luck, Davey. You already answered my question on Discord, so we all Gucci. Thank you, Joe. Shout out to the Discord. Link in the description if you guys do want to join it. I'm pretty active on there. I think most people can vouch for that. I know I'm not the best sometimes with the YouTube comments, but on Discord, if you guys tag me, I usually reply. Captain Sulla, Davey says Wilson. I'm tempted, but I think I'm going to go for Haaland still. TAA over Trippier. For the next 3 fixtures, maybe. Nikhil saying, would you take Darwin in place of Watkins for 1 free transfer? No, unless Watkins is confirmed out. Is Trent an option? Seems to have been forgotten. He's just really expensive, Hugo. That's the only reason. Is that if you're going for Trent, what price is he? Like 8 mil. That is absolutely insane. Any news about Kudos? Kudos is he fine? Is he not? I think that he's fine. Let me check if he played. So if Kudos is not yellow flagged, then he's probably fine. Oh, he was ill. Okay, so maybe he might miss out. But I think if he's not yellow flagged, then he might be fine. I think that David Moyes said something like they have to assess them. So it's the same situation with all these players. Like no one says the player's injured. They just say they have to assess them. And then they could play, they could not. Are you not worried that even if Watkins starts, he may sub off early? Nunes rotation risk. Oh, Isaac, but not better. Adam, like... Isaac's a rotation risk when Wilson comes back. Jesus is fine. Sorry for kicking the desk. I apologize if you guys heard that. It's literally, that's what people are saying. Is like, if Watkins starts this week, you're taking out a player that's probably going to start most games. I don't think he's an early sub. I think that he's either going to start and play the majority of the game. And let's say that they're up 3-0, then maybe he gets subbed. But I don't think he'll start. He'll come off the bench. So I'm not too worried about that. Is Bowen fit yet? No, he's not completely fit, but he might play. Is it -4 worth to sell Adingra for Palmer and Watkins for Nunes, or just take 1 free transfer? Is a -4 worth it? So I've done Adingra to Palmer, so that's fine. But Watkins to Nunes is not worth a -4, I don't think. So you can choose between those moves. But yeah, guys, it's super tough. Like I can't give you concrete information about Watkins because I don't know if he starts or not. Like if someone came out on Twitter and said that he starts and it was concrete, then yes, I can definitely advise you guys on what to do. But you might as well also just throw a coin, and if it lands on heads, you sell Watkins. If it doesn't, because it's all guessing at the moment. But in terms of my team, as I've said, the only way I would take Watkins out is that if you have 2 free transfers, there's nothing else that you guys want to do with your team, then it might be worth it. But let's just say Darwin blanks and Watkins gets a hattie against Bournemouth. Are you going to accept that? I mean, that could happen, you know. Or Darwin could get a hat-trick and you've kept Watkins and he blanks. That could also happen. So no one knows the future, but in terms of my team, I'd probably only do it if I had 2 free transfers. I don't have Saka. Should I be worried? I don't think so. I mean, Saka's XG and XA haven't been great. If we go to fixtures, you guys can see his XG was 0.45, 0.5. He's not like the world beater in terms of FPL, but his stats aren't looking the worst. But yeah, Evan's saying Adingra's putting in a 10 out of 10 performance. So the thing about Adingra is that he has great games, but that doesn't always translate into FPL points. But he might. I mean, at 5.0, any points from him are golden. But I think that it was worth the upgrade to Cole Palmer. I think that he's the better option in terms of FPL. Palmer or Gordon? I'd go Gordon. Gordon's definitely the better short-term punt, but if you don't want to lock in another transfer, then Cole Palmer's fine. Your transfer plans. Next week, it's just take it as it comes. I've made 2 free transfers this week, so next week I could roll, I could make a transfer. It's more or less just kind of seeing what happens. Start Livramento or Taylor? I would start... I still think Taylor's fine, but Livramento's close. That's a lot closer, I feel, than Lascelles Taylor. So we have 8 minutes to go. I can go and check Twitter for the final selection. Okay, so I see nothing as of yet. Yeah, so no early team should use. So I'm pretty sure the team is locked in then. What's up, Ty? Thanks for joining. Hopefully you're doing well. So I'm just going to post the team quickly to the Discord server and the YouTube members quick. And then we can do a quick fire round for you guys. So get those questions in, guys. Get your questions in and we'll do a quick fire round for the last couple of minutes. Okay, so let's go over some quick fire questions. I just want to check the next fixtures. Okay, so where was I last? I think I was on Harsh's question, your transfer plans. Okay. So sell Alvarez to Darwin or keep him. I'd say keep him, Racer Boy. Haaland or Salah captain, 50-50. Gordon to Mbumo, worth it. I'd say so. Cash or Lascelles. I'd say Lascelles. Hazardavy, Cash or Taylor or the best. I would say Taylor. Sterling, question mark. Sterling, question mark. Good option. Would you start Cash or Lascelles? I'd say Lascelles with the injury concerns or the benching concerns. Archer or Taylor's first on the bench. I'd say Archer. Start Cash or Taylor. I'd say Taylor. What's up, Davey? So, Ty, how's it, brother? Foden, Bowen, and Watkins to Mbuma, Salah, and Wood for -4. Foden, Bowen, and Watkins. And Melon Monk, I like that. Gabriel or Saliba? Saliba, Michael. Adingra to Palmer or Watkins to Nunez? Adingra to Palmer, Ali. But that's not an essential move. If you have one free transfer, I'd just roll with both. So Alvarez to Darwin or keep him for the good fixtures. So Alvarez to Darwin or keep him for the... Yeah, so Racer already answered that. Why don't you check a -4 on Watkins? Should there's a high upside on going Isaac and Archer coming off the bench. That is true, Jared, but this isn't kind of only a 1 week move. This is for future game weeks. So maybe next week we get news that Darwin's injured and then I can bring in someone different, you know. So that it's not just a 1 week move. It might be a future move. And even if he doesn't get 90 minutes, I'll take 60 minutes against Bournemouth. So I'm fine with keeping him. It's just... I'm always more conservative with the hits in these situations, but if you look like you want to go for it, then that's 100% fine. You're not scared of Watkins not starting. Obviously, I'm always worried about a flagged player not starting, but I'm fairly confident that if he does play, he gets points, and that's what's keeping me on. Start Livramento or Taylor. This is a close one. I'd say maybe Livramento slightly, but I swear I've said Taylor before, so it's very 50-50. Start Gay or Cash. I'd go for Cash for the upside. Start Cash or Taylor or the best. I'd go for Taylor. I've already answered that question. Bench Taylor, Cash or Tsimikas. If it's one of those options, I would bench Cash. Start Mubama or Nketiah. I think both are benched. Is Watkins playing? We don't know, Sean. Gordon from -4. Don't have Son. Gordon from -4. Don't have Son. Who are you taking out, Mohammed? Why Haaland? He's a good option, Daryl. Doku for Fernandes. I would say... Can you get him Bumo rather? If you have him Bumo already, then he's fine. I don't know if I'd go Man City attackers though, besides Haaland or Foden or Alvarez. Maybe not Foden, maybe just Alvarez or Haaland. That doesn't look like chalky milk. It isn't, it's Coca-Cola. Who did you swap this week? I did 2 free transfers in Bumo and Palmer in for Dingra and also Bowen. Cash to Tsimikas or Watkins and Cash to Darwin and Saliba for free. Can't afford Saliba in one move. I like the Darwin Saliba moves. I'd do that, Chang. Start Cash or Livramento. I'd go Livramento, Harry. Great content. Thanks, Ryan. Double up or throw. Double up on Arsenal, Ryan. Why Haaland over Salah as captain? He's just the better FPL option, Hashem. Is there a live update on how many people have transferred Watkins out? Adam, I don't think there's a live update, but you can just go on info and then it usually tells you transferred out. But I don't know. Maybe it's not showing that now. It might be on the home screen. If we go here and then you can go status, you can see that Watkins has been taken up by 500,000 people. Just go on the homepage there. Okay, so would you sell Son for Saka? No, Gary, I wouldn't. Watkins is out. Is that confirmed or is it just kind of speculation? Okay, I don't see anything over on Twitter. So I'm just going to assume that that how to become a member. There's a link in any of the videos of my previous videos. The top link is the description. Thanks, Jocks, for the kind words. Salah Haaland, captain, Dwayne's 50-50. As I said, Archer Lascelles is first on the bench. I'll go Archer for the attacking threat. Are you getting Darwin? No, I'm keeping Watkins. Would you take a hit for White to Saliba, already taking a -4? No, I'd keep White, Melon Musk. Would you start Cash or Lascelles? I'd start Lascelles. Best wildcard options. It's a tough one, but Salah, Haaland, and Bumo Sakas. I'd still put Son probably in there. I'd say Palmer on a wildcard looks good. I double up on the defense of Arsenal. So pretty similar to my team, but I'm not kind of just bragging. Diaby for Palmer. I just keep Diaby. If Diaby starts this week, he's a great asset. That's what I'll say. Bowen, Nketiah to Mbeumo Darwin from -4. Yes, I'll do that, Alan. Those moves look very good. Zinchenko, he's a fine selection. No, time is not up yet. Marco, you guys are a bit premature, but maybe as you're listening to this, it might be up. But we still have a few seconds left. Start a Dingra or Archer. I'd probably go Dingra. But yes, now the time is up. So Sahil was right on time. So yeah, guys, that's the deadline. Your teams have been secure. In terms of our poll, we had 759 votes. Haaland won by 55%. So Salah's actually captained by quite a few of you. So that is very close in terms of camps here. I actually thought that Haaland would be the better option. So let's hope that Salah's below 100% effective ownership, because if he's not, hoping that we do blank. But as Adam is saying, good luck this game week. As always, a big thanks for all the info, brother. Do appreciate the kind words. Hope you guys have enjoyed this live stream and have a very safe weekend. As I always say, hopefully the green arrow is in your favor and we're looking at a lovely overall rank rise come game week 15. But for the time being, I'm going to sign off. It's been Davey FPL and I'm out. Cheers. Bye.